And we are live. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm really pleased to be here once again with Angela, aka Cartomany Mesquite. And your information is all in the chat. Not the chat, but the information for the show.
Uh-huh.
And later on, when Angela talks and discusses what she came here to talk about, you can find the resources also that she has is going to be discussing or places to go to if you have any questions. So, welcome to the show, and glad to have you here. Glad to have Angela here. Angela's been really busy. You've been crazy busy. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I have to tell you that I did go back and I read I listened to your first video that you did, what, a year ago or something? I can't
Uh-huh.
remember how long. And then the difference between that video and the one you did just recently, night and day, different woman
Uh-huh.
here.
It
That's
seems
great.
that way to me from video to video. I know I've been slow getting started, but there's a lot of stuff I have to work on,
Yeah. Yeah.
processes I'm going through that's getting me there. So
Yeah.
I'll get rolling one of these days, but I'm still working on it.
You're still working on it, but you've got it open and it's there and it's available, and you will. I know you'll be very busy there. But yeah, it's good for us to take our time and feel our own process as it unfolds for us in
Mhm.
right time. And that's what you've done. So
Yep.
yeah. So well, that's wonderful. So hello to Craig and Andrea and Ivana. Hi, Flowing. It's good to see all
Mhm.
of you here. Andrea, hi Andrea, and Deb H. Very nice. Thanks all for being here today. So Angela's got some very wonderful information, good information to share for people who may be needing information on disability and some of the changes and how to go about
Mhm.
different ways of accessing such things. And so I'm going to pretty much turn this over to Angela for now, but I will tell you that we'll have some time at the end if there's any questions. And also, we will be doing a few readings. We'll do that at
Mhm.
the end. So if you have
Yeah.
any questions you want answered, let us know. Hi, Wiki. Nice to see you. All right, so take off and go for it, Angela.
Okay, what I wanted to talk about was disability, Social Security disability, mainly because I've seen a lot of questions and a lot of chats about it where people are kind of freaking out about it. One thing people are freaking out about is the functionality reports.
Oh,
They
okay,
can be anywhere from 8 to 22 pages, in my experience.
okay.
It's been since about 2014 that I had to fill one out, but I can tell you that they do have resources. One of the first things you want to think about, even before filling the form out, is to sit down with your relatives, or if you don't have any relatives nearby, friends, and help them and go over what you're going to put it in the functionality report. Because if you're anything like me, I think I'm a whole lot more functional than everybody else does.
Yeah,
And you're only
yes,
going to burden yourself that way. So
yeah.
just let somebody
Uh-huh.
else say what they see that you can do. Give
Uh-huh.
them a voice in it. That way you can temper what you're putting in there.
Yep, yep, good.
Another thing they do is, like, one year when I had to do that, my daughter was out of town, so she couldn't do that. So I'm freaking out. I called Social Security and they said, we'll have a counselor call you back and they will fill it out for you online.
Hmm.
They will help you fill it out online.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they have that up and running with, all the COVID crisis stuff, and with Trump cutting back on their resources. They're wanting to do more online and over the phone as they
Mm-hmm.
can, do as
Yep.
much as they can. So a lady talked to me on the phone all the way through the form, filling it out.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they have resources and they will help you with it.
Good to know. Yep.
Now, another thing I ran into, seen a lot of questions about, was people that are getting on disability. Um, One of the problems I saw on YouTube was that a whole lot of lawyers are putting channels up, trying fishing for people trying to get on disability. You do not want to contact Social Security through them, and I wouldn't take a lawyer off of YouTube ever.
Yeah.
You want to ask any other lawyer you know to find you one, to
Yeah.
find a disability lawyer, and you do need one. And just right off the top, you need a.
You do need one? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I have provided a few channels that I found that were very direct. One was straight from the Social Security Administration that tells you all about it, all about the process. You can open up an account with Social Security direct online, where you can even check your status. I mean, it's all there. You've got the resources, and each of these videos, I got 2 Social Security channels, I think there, and I even got one for veterans, because veterans disability benefits can dovetail into Social Security, and they can get both in some instances. So I added you'll be able to get the VA channel.
Good.
Links
Good.
below.
Uh-huh.
And they'll really walk you through it. You need to just watch the videos, relax while you're doing it, because if you're freaking out while you're doing it, you're not going to get the information.
Yeah.
So just relax doing it, and listen to the videos, and they'll really give you a lot of good information. And then on top of that, I found a low income channel.
Oh,
For low income benefits.
good.
That, if your Social Security isn't cutting it like mine, I've never had to, look for extra income before, because my Social Security covered everything. Right now, I'm finding I'm really in a pinch, if you know what I mean. And so I'm looking to, I've started a Facebook garage sale where I'm selling off things that I haven't used in a year, selling them off. And that gives me an extra $20 to $40 a month here, there, and everywhere. You just here and there as you pick it up.
Uh-huh.
And
how long does it take usually once you file for something like this? Does it take a year or two?
Yes, it does.
It does. Okay. Wow.
That gets a little faster with a lawyer.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yep. That does quicken the process up. You really don't want to paint yourself as being very functional or more functional than you really are. You don't want to talk yourself up.
No. Yep.
Okay, and just make sure you keep up with your doctor and make sure that he knows all of what you're going through, because they're going to ask for your medical reports. And then that should get you there. Then the biggest thing I can tell you is don't panic, just relax and go through the process. Watch the videos, relax while you're doing it, and take notes. And you'll get through it.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you get a good disability lawyer, it'll even take some of the stress off you just by himself. The guy was great that I had. He made me not worry
about it. He just skims off the top. Does he skim off the top and you get the difference? Is that what it is?
My, back pay. See, they go back. In the court case, what the attorney wants is your back benefits that you should have got from the beginning when you're first disabled. And they'll take it up to the time where you get your decision.
I see.
That's the money they take.
Okay. Wow. So if you don't do it right away, they could be getting a lot of money.
Yes, they could. So you want to get it fast.
Yeah, I get it.
You want to get it fast, and you want to get a good one, because that's a lot of money to pay.
Yes, it is.
For a shoddy lawyer. You don't want to get a guy that's, got his license out of a Cracker Jacks box,
Yes, definitely.
You want to get a good one.
You do. Now, would you say that you have to do this every year to update what it is, or if you?
Nope. They contact you, and the functionality reports you'll get like every 4 years. Okay. Although they're changing some of the rules, there is a video out on the Social Security site on the changes for 2023.
Okay.
And I would have gone through all of them and tried to walk through all of these, but it varies so much from person to person that you really got to watch it for yourself. because your disability is going to be different from person to person. The length of time you've been disabled, how long you've worked, how much you earned during that time, all of that's going to play into it. So you really can't do a one and done explanation of it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, once you are on Social Security, if you are old enough, but you're still working, but you may be disabled, do you get both or do you only get the one? Do you
You can
know?
get both, yes. It
Hmm.
depends on your level of disability.
Okay.
And even if you, like, I'm fully disabled, I'm completely
Uh-huh.
disabled. It's 100%
Hmm.
and it's permanent.
Right.
And I can make extra money and not lose my benefits, but you can only lose to a certain percent. And that has to be figured out on that disability website. When you get your account with
Okay.
Social Security, then they can determine the amount that you're allowed without any problems, the amount that you can earn per month
Hmm. Okay.
without
My
losing benefits. But another
right.
thing you want to keep in mind is that you, on that extra money, you do need to report it to both the IRS and Social Security, and
Right.
you may have to pay taxes on it. You may have to pay the regular federal income tax, your state income tax, if you're in a state that has income tax. I'm in
Hmm.
Texas, we don't have any income tax.
Right. Right. It
But you
depends
will
on
have
where
to
you
pay
live.
that, and you'll have to pay Social Security tax on it too. So
Right.
you'll figure that out when you get there. But first, you've got to get through the process and get on disability. And I haven't been through the process of having to even report income yet, so I haven't had to.
Uh-huh. That's good. I know that in my own case, I'm not on disability. I'm on Social Security, but I still work, and I know that they will tax some of my Social Security because I make
Mhm.
more than I should. But my
Yeah,
feeling is at least I'm going to get some of it. You know,
exactly.
you end up working until you die, you don't get anything. So
Uh
that's
huh.
why I decided to do it. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
you're
this
there.
reminds me a lot, excuse me, a lot of the other things that you are able to find out in research online or with the help of somebody, and that includes income taxes,
Mm-hmm.
because I know that they're available to you also to help you through income taxes that are not complicated.
Yes.
And I don't think people realize that, but at the same time, around the, April, whatever, it's very difficult to get through because they didn't have enough people working. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
still don't.
yeah,
So they're not going to be doing a lot of audits. They're barely able to process returns right now.
right.
I know that because I worked for the government. I was in the DOJ, DOD.
Oh, okay.
So I know when they cut back on people, it's really hard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Craig, I'm not 100% sure. I guess they want you to retire. It's just something they've always done. They give you a certain amount, and anything above that amount, you're taxed on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I've also seen people that wait till the full 70, and I believe they can earn whatever they want at that. I'm not really sure,
That
though. I might,
I'm not sure about
yeah,
either.
I'm
I
not.
couldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, how many? It's the decision of being disabled by the doctor, being labeled
Yeah.
disabled, and how. I guess I want to know um, how many years or how far back do they look at your medical records, or do they look to see if there was some disabling
Yes, they
incident?
look for a disabling incident.
Okay.
They
Okay.
can go back to birth. You can be born with a disability. They
Uh-huh.
can go back that far.
Okay.
It depends, and your parents would have probably applied for your
Applied for it.
disability
Yeah.
benefits when you were a child for
Uh-huh.
support.
Yep.
But yeah, they
MJ,
look for an incident if you don't have a diagnosis
sure,
from
sure. Like if
childhood.
you get in an accident, you were, yeah.
Hmm.
MJ says it takes forever, and I believe that. My brother was a VA disability,
Hmm.
and he was actually had a difficult time because part of the disability occurred with an incident that happened in the service that they
Hmm.
didn't say was disabling until
Hmm.
very later, very much later. So it seems to me like those ones could be updated where you get a higher disability than you would have if you had done it first. Is that
Yeah,
your
I
understanding?
think they can. I really don't know a whole lot about the VA because I've
Okay.
just never been around it.
Sure, sure.
So
Understand.
I added their channel so that the veterans could get more information.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing for us all to remember is that there are programs out there for us that they don't bother to tell you about. They make you
Hmm.
do the work to find out about them, I think, because if they didn't, then everybody would be would be apply. I'm
Hmm.
not, that's my only guess, because there are things that I've found out over my time that I wished I'd known about at the time and didn't know about at the time, and other people are doing well by having those things available to them.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
that brings me to another subject too. Many
okay,
states, when they get federal aid, they will distribute it among the low income and the disabled.
okay,
So you need to check your state and local municipalities and see if they've got any kind of benefits that are available to you. Of course, here
yeah,
in Texas, any benefits, federal benefits we get go right into Abbott's pocket, and he distributes it between his friends. So we don't see a dime of it. But I did find a mention where in North Carolina they do have extra benefits.
uh huh, uh huh.
And you may also qualify for like SNAP or EBT. And
Food stamps.
I don't know about those. I
Yeah,
don't qualify
yeah,
for them, so I don't know
yeah,
how they work. But you can still be eligible for those, and I would suggest you search for them.
absolutely.
Hmm.
I think that one of the misnomers that a lot of people feel like is that, and it's mostly more conservative people, I think, but the
Hmm.
misnomer is that these are entitlements and people think they're entitled to it, and it's socialism and all that other stuff. You know
No.
what? It's ridiculous, because if you're disabled, you're disabled. If you out of work, you should get unemployment. I mean, you pay into these systems, you know?
Yeah, it already comes out of your paycheck. What do you think FICA is? FICA is
Right.
Social Security.
Correct. Yep.
You've
Absolutely.
already paid it.
Yep. Yep. And and there are other people that think that it's a travesty to take anything like that, but it isn't. It's put in place in order to help you if you need it. Just
Every
like,
member of Congress and the Senate over the age of 70 are collecting theirs.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
they can say all they want about we're not entitled to it, but guess what? They're all collecting it.
They're all
Everyone.
collected. You're absolutely right. They're the first ones with their hand. They were the ones who got the PPP loans.
Yes.
Yes, and they were forgiven. So, MJ 420, I understand working for two jobs for over 10 years is exhausting work.
Hmm.
Um, I have done so myself, some in academia, some outside and academia, and I know it wears you down, it tears you up. Um, Geek says, I got reevaluated last year, and the smart ass worker I got was a real pain till I took my leg off, put it on the desk, and told him you can't regrow a leg. Oh, that's what I love. I'm sorry. That
I
is
love it, Geek.
funny. Geek, that's awesome. It's like, or you can take your teeth out and say, here, you try eating some with this. Yeah. Oh, God. You're amazing. That's great, Keith. Thanks. I love it. Yep. Yep.
He does
Trying
kind of
hard.
laughs.
Yeah. um,
And
so,
yeah, too, he's got a point there. If you feel
yep.
like you're getting shoved around,
Yep.
speak up for yourself. I mean,
Uh-huh.
because I've had one person at the Social Security office. I had to go into the office for some reason I can't remember, but she was giving me a hard time, and I asked to see her supervisor, and that's when I got my problem handled.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you need to go that one step further, and don't be afraid to do it just because it's your Social Security and you think they can cut off your benefits. They can't just cut off your benefits because you
Right.
didn't make them happy when you were sitting there in your office.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And MJ, too much brain thing from seizures. I and it's still. I'm guessing from what you're saying how long it takes that you're still dealing with this, and I don't know
Mhm.
if you are dealing with somebody that can help you, a lawyer or somebody that can help you. And I think it's really hard for us, Angela, to think that there might be a lawyer that it could actually be out there for our good because
Hmm.
you know, money grubbing, so to speak, you know.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why you want to look for a good one. They all get the disability lawyers all get relatively the same amount.
Okay.
So why not get a good one as opposed to a bad one? I mean, if
Right.
you're going to pay the same amount, get the better lawyer. And
Absolutely.
they can best be found through other lawyers that you know. And if you don't know one, ask somebody else.
Hmm.
Ask
Yep.
your real estate broker. That's how I found my
Really? Yeah.
yeah, my disability lawyer. I got his recommendation for him from my real estate lawyer.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah. Because they will do that for each other. A mortgage banker or whatever there
Uh-huh.
is out there. If you have, not that you'd have big securities or whatever, but even your banker, if you bank at a place for
Yes.
a while, they have. You don't have to have millions of dollars in the bank. You have a
Mm-hmm.
checking or savings account in there. They're there to offer you their expertise and pass along names as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's great. Is there anything else that I didn't mean to interrupt, but is there anything else that you wish to pass along, or anybody here have any questions at all? Wiki says it's always good to have an advocate. I agree 100% with that. Yes. And yes, senior centers will wade through some of that. They also wade through
Mm-hmm.
taxes for people. Absolutely. They'll
Yes.
help you do those things. And
Actually, I used to volunteer doing that.
did
I
you?
forgot
Good for
about that.
you.
She just reminded me. Yeah, I used to do
Okay.
taxes on a volunteer basis.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, that's very helpful. And it doesn't even have to do anything with one's disability, but as you get older, things change or the rules change, and it's always nice to have someone to advocate and ask questions of. So, absolutely.
Yep.
Hello,
Thank you,
oil people.
Ricky.
Yeah. So, I love Geek saying that he does not give AF about things anymore, and I understand he's going through the floods there in eastern
Yeah.
Kentucky, and that's another whole FEMA thing that
Oh,
it takes its sweet time. All the
and
government
Kentucky's about the same as Texas.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But yes, advocate for yourself. We are a collective powerhouse and we all need to be there to help each other. Absolutely. If you have a tidbit of wisdom and you see somebody in the chat that says, how do I go about doing this? Or does anybody know anything about it? And if you do, tell them that you would, let's email each other. Let's Zoom or talk, or let me answer any questions that you might have.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. It's the beginning of a paradigm shift. I agree.
Yeah.
It's all about collaboration for us, and the paradigm shift. Absolutely. Wow.
And the more
No,
we help each other, the better off we all are.
absolutely, absolutely. I know when my brother was going through it, I saw his VA file, and it
Mm-hmm.
was, you know,
Yeah, I
years
have
and
one of
years.
those.
I bet you do. I bet you do. And he had to carry it with him everywhere he went,
Oh yeah.
if he was traveling or anything.
Yep.
But he told me, and I saw for myself how long it took him, and it's painful because you have
Mm-hmm.
to wait so long for the wheels to turn. And then if there's a shift in presidential or congressional
Mm-hmm.
people and they vote against something, then you could lose something very quickly
Yeah.
that may have already been there. So that's something you need to know too. Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah. All right. Well, thank you. I think that's a fabulous share here, Angela. And if anybody has any other questions that might not have been answered here, and would like to just chat with Angela, make sure that you go over to her channel anyway at
Yes,
Cartomany
please
Mequite.
leave a comment below one of the videos, and I will look for it. I'll look for your
Uh-huh.
comments under my latest video,
Uh-huh.
and we can have a chat.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And also the videos down below in the information she has gone through and looked at and picked the best ones for you. So if you're looking for some information on different things in this, from the horse's mouth,
Yeah.
that you'll be able to go there and do that. But It's very difficult. I think the most difficult thing that even with my own dad, when he was older,
Mm-hmm.
the hardest thing for him, and he was a paperwork person, he did that all
Mm-hmm.
throughout his life, but he could not do his taxes and he could not figure out some things that came later because he
Yeah.
was older. And I remember thinking to myself that I was happy that I could help him, that I could go through
Mm-hmm.
those things for him and do those things. But there's always, if you don't have family, there's always somebody that's willing, I think,
Yeah.
to do that if you ask friends or others in your community. So,
Yeah.
wow.
The one organization that I volunteered through was the National Association of Accountants.
Mm-hmm.
Every year they set up somewhere, anywhere in town, and they will do your taxes for free.
Wow. That's fabulous. But they're not going to be doing like Schedule D and E and F and G, and are they?
They'll go so far, yeah.
Okay, they will go so far. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, that's good to
yeah,
know.
because you have a lot of little bits of income here and there if you don't work like
Yeah,
3 jobs. Yeah, they'll put it all together for
you
you.
put it all together for you. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
I
Fabulous.
did that for a lot of people. It's basically for the elderly and low income.
Okay, I love it.
Mhm.
I love it. That's wonderful. So, anybody have any questions for Angela, first of all? And if you do, you can put them in the chat. Or if you would like readings today, we still have about a half hour left in our
Mhm.
show. And we'd be happy to throw some cards for you if you're so interested. Um, I would say we probably could take maybe 4 or 5 of you. So, um,
Mhm.
go ahead and post up if you would.
Mhm.
Um, so, you're just really, really busy, Angela. You're doing
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of shaman work. You're doing show work. You're on a lot of different shows.
Yes, on a
Uh,
lot of different shows. I have practice twice a week. I do my shaman work on the weekends.
huh.
And I have grandchildren that I make sure I spend 2 days a week with them, or you know,
Yep. Yep. So
I've
you're
got,
getting
I've got
all
a
that.
lot going on.
Yeah. And they don't live far from you, correct?
No, two
Yeah.
miles.
2 miles. That's awesome. I'm having a different experience here because my girlfriend's grandson is 7, and he's 7
Mhm.
going on 40. Honest to God, the kid is just, he's such a cute kid. I don't have grandchildren. I
Mhm.
have step grandchildren, but they're all grown and they live far
Yeah.
away. So for me, it's been quite the experience between that and having 2 cats. I've never been in a place very long with cats, and I'm
Hmm.
seeing fun things. I really am. They're just
Fun
arriving.
things and infuriating things at
And of course, the male likes to bring socks up from the basement. It's like his kill that he's made,
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. So funny. Yeah.
Oh, wait till
That's
they bring him. Till he brings a mouse into your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh, well, fortunately
That's a fun
they aren't
thing.
allowed, they don't go outside because of the predators. Thank God. Otherwise, I'm sure that would happen. I have heard that happens. So,
It could
wow.
if one got in.
It could have. Um, oh, good. You get the computer programs to do your taxes. Yeah, good. Good for you. That's what I've done. I've done that for 30 years. I used to be professional tax preparer, but then I got involved in teaching. So I was doing both for a while, and I said, this just isn't going to work. But I always do it for my
Mhm.
family. And
Yeah.
I like the programs. They really walk you right through it. So
Mhm.
it's really nice. I'm glad you have that, Keith. Depends upon senior services. Oh, they did full tax work with, some of them do because they have the IRS like in Massachusetts in Andover, they have the
Mhm.
IRS there, and those retired
Yeah.
folk will go ahead and help you out when you're filing taxes. Definitely. All right. So Craig's wondering, I guess this is a question. Will they ever stop taxes on Social Security? So,
Hmm.
and I'm reading that Reagan did this when he was in office. He did a lot of
Yep.
things I didn't care for, like
That was one of them. Yeah.
he changed the fair journalism thing as well. So let's see what we get, Craig.
Okay. Will they ever end taxes on Social Security?
Hmm.
This is saying yes, but a very small yes. Like it'll be a long time, but they will do it.
I get the answers unclear and proceed. So in other words, like you, it's yeah, but I think it's going to depend on who's in the White House, who's in the
Yep.
Congress, and we're just finally getting some kind of movement, because every
Mm-hmm.
single time that there's somebody in the White House and different people in the Congress and Senate, it just stalemates. They just don't
Yeah.
get anything passed. And
Mm-hmm.
these guys that make these predictions of what they'd like to do for all of us, they can't be
Mm-hmm.
filled because they get stalemated. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why we all have to vote.
we
Vote
do.
Democrat, straight ticket. I don't care who. Just vote
And
for it.
you're right, Keith. We do have to raise enough hell. I just read today that
Mhm.
the only reason Republicans win is if Democrats decide not to vote, because there's so many more Democrats than there are Republicans.
I got another one for you. I don't
Okay.
care who they are, wherever they are in office. If you don't like something that they're doing, or you have a suggestion for what they might want to do, email them. I mean, they're listening to polls right now that aren't even relevant.
Right.
That the way they gather the data for polls is totally irrelevant to our situation these
Yes.
days. It's just totally, you know, worthless. So
Well,
let
you're
your
right.
presidents and your
Yeah.
senators, even your local politicians, know how you feel about different things. I sent an email to Kamala Harris last night.
Good for you. Good for
I'm
you.
not afraid to email any of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm, mm. Yeah, we have to demand that they work for us, and that they do the
Yes, they
job
did.
that they do the job they should be doing. And we need to, but we need to vote. And I heard something that made a lot of sense to me. The polls have been saying Biden this and Biden that, and he was tanking according to the polls.
He's
The
not.
only the only people that answer the phone are old people, and there's a lot of Republicans with regular phones.
Uh huh.
They don't call the millennials. They don't call the Gen Z kids, because
No, and that's where the polls are off the most. Is what throws them off the most is because those aren't even included. They aren't
right.
even included in the polls.
Yeah.
And you're talking about a big chunk of the electorate is not included. They're immediately
No, I know.
out of
Yeah.
the running, for getting
Yeah.
the polls.
And that's why it also looks lopsided all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And now what surprised me was that apparently CNN has been bought up by a huge Trump supporter, so that's
Uh
going
huh.
to lead, right? I
Oh,
had
it's
no idea.
Fox too.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I don't think those people are going to want to stay there. People like Anderson Cooper, people like
No,
Don Lemon. I don't see him staying there. Do you? I
no,
don't think
I
so.
don't.
No. Yeah. I might
And-
want to ask that question. I want to ask that question. How about that?
Okay.
So what I want to say is that let's word this correctly. CNN anchors who who have been working on CNN for a long time, will they be jumping ship? I guess this is the question. And of course, we can't say every one of them will do it. I don't think so, but
Okay. I'm just going to ask. Will the major anchors for CNN be jumping ship?
Okay.
Will major anchors for CNN be jumping ship? I got a yes.
Ah.
I'm going to say
Wow.
2 or 3 at
Okay.
least. Just
2 or
from
3. Just from this.
a little
Yeah.
bit, and then a little further, and then a little further, and it started slowing down at 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to lose some anchors.
They're going to lose a few. So this is great. Third-party interference. And that's what's
There you
going
go.
on. We got third-party. And they're being tempted by other stations, or they're tempted to leave because they don't believe they'll have healthy boundaries.
Uh huh.
And they're having their own spiritual awakenings. It's a come to Jesus moment. Oh my God.
I love that. That's perfect, Allie.
I know, isn't that great? Oh my God. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Hi, Jansfree. It's nice that you're here. I agree with that, Craig. That it is insult to injury.
Yes.
Um, and I don't know why a Republican president did it. That's what really surprises me because
Mm-hmm.
don't they try to get rid of taxes? They don't
Mm-hmm.
try to have new taxes. So it doesn't make sense. Yeah, yeah. It is. It's kind of a injurious thing. Yeah. All right. Oh yes. More than a few already have. I do know that Brian Steltler was let go, or Steltler. I don't know how you say his name. And they got rid of, unfortunately, the guy that they laid off for a while, Jeffrey Toobin. Because remember,
Mm-hmm.
he had a little bit of an issue. They got rid of him, and they got rid of a few more that they didn't feel were, performing the way
Mm-hmm.
that they wanted to. But it's all about the money. It's just all about the money.
It seems
Harwood,
like they're going to have a talent drain there from
I
the
know.
sound of it because they've already got rid of some. Now they have more leaving.
They'll bring them over from Fox. It's pretty
Probably
awesome.
because Fox
Yeah.
looks like it's going to die on the vine.
Yeah. Yep. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm really more apt to watch MSNBC anyway, but I do like
Yeah.
some of the anchors on. And yeah, John Harwood, and there's one in the morning, Brianna Taylor, and somebody else that
Mm-hmm.
they're thinking about dumping off. So
Mm-hmm.
wow, that's amazing. So does anybody have any questions about anything? Ask us any questions if you'd like, and let's see what we can come up with. Yeah. Um, I would like to know about that. There's a young man. You do political, right? It's okay to
Yeah.
do political. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a young man that's running for Val Deming's spot because she's running against Marco Rubio, and he's 25. He's a Gen Zer,
Mm-hmm.
and I, I just, I don't know. I just want to know how he's going to do. I guess so. All right. Oh no, I didn't, Deb. I'll go back and look, Deb. I'll go back. Sorry.
Okay.
You go.
Gen Zer is running against Marco Rubio. Or
No, Val is running against Marcos, so she's running for Senate. But this guy's running for Val's place. He's
oh, okay.
a young
Yeah,
boy.
I gotcha.
Yep. I don't see it, Deb. How long ago, Deb, was it? Do you know? I'm looking for it, hon.
Well, this one is kind of puzzling, but then again, it looks good at the same time.
Really?
In the fall, there's going to be a bolt of lightning.
Ah,
His message is going to get out. He's right on target. Oh,
wow.
somebody's lost their magic out of there that they had. Somebody's lost their magic, so he might get in there. From this, I would say he's going to get in there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because it says he's right on target.
Okay.
So far, with the way things are running right now, yeah.
Things are right now, right? Yeah.
Yep. He went.
I got the Ace of Pentacles, which is a yes card.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, one.
It is, but yeah, it is a very good card. I hope Val wins because I like her anyway. She's
I do
she's
too.
very good. Yeah. And Marco Rubio is, so if he win, if what this young man wanted to do, he's 25. He wants to, he's also, I believe he's a Gen Zer. I don't know if he's a gay man or if he's a student or there's something about it, or he's Hispanic and he says our whole thing has to fit. Our Congress needs to fit with what our country looks like now.
Yes,
And,
it does.
yeah.
I agree
not
with that.
Not going to make a lot of folk happy, but yeah. All right, let's see.
Okay, I saw Oil Painter. Diana had a question about the Pope saying send all the money to the Vatican.
Oh, Okay.
and she wanted to know what that's about.
Okay. Sounds good. Oh, not good, but I mean, it's not a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Send them. Immediately, I just get the sense that there's been a lot of thievery.
Oh yeah, they had a big court case. 300 of their people went to jail, went to prison.
Oh, okay. Isn't it sad that these folk, this is this organized religion, and it's been
Mm-hmm.
around forever and ever, and we got them diddling with the kids and they stealing money and doing all kinds of awful things. How does that how does that make people want to stay in
It
with that
doesn't.
group? Yeah, it's really bad. Yeah. Hmm. Oh boy. You did repost it, Deb? Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. Thank you. I am so sorry I couldn't find it. I apologize.
They been found guilty,
Okay.
so they're trying to bring the unicorn. I've got the unicorn card, and that generally means they're trying to come up with something, anything.
Yep. Yep.
They're trying to balance their books. There's a big bug in that,
Mm-hmm.
but they've made a decision what to do. So they have to bring all the money in because their bank is probably bankrupt, I would say, from the look of this reading.
Sure. Sure. Plus all of the suing of the priests that yeah.
Uh-huh. All of that piled up into one. There you go.
Wow. So I get um chaos, the dragon, chaos,
Mm-hmm.
fire breathing, power, aggression. They're saying, it's about time we took up. These people can't handle what's out there,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Um, and they're being uncompromising. They're
Mm-hmm.
being bullish. They want the money and the wealth to come to them. They'll divvy it out from there. It's kind of like dad and the allowance.
Uh-huh.
Um, and actually it's meant to provide more freedom and more determination and less restraint, because if you don't have to worry about the money and keeping track of everything in the books
Mm-hmm.
at each one, then it will be easier, or it will be easier to catch the ones that are dealing with it. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Oh, wowee, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Um, let's see. Deb's was, she doesn't have any medical records for over the 20 years because she had no insurance. Her injury was 32 years ago. She wonders, can she still get disability?
I would say yes, but you're going to have to go to doctors, and I don't know how you're going to get that. Well, no, let me take that back. You need to apply for Medicaid. Get Medicaid and get a complete medical workup. Then you can
Mm-hmm.
take that and get disability.
Okay. So if you can, um, the other thing, it sounds really silly, but I've been told, my husband is a chiropractor, and he says you keep a book, a journal, and you put in September 6th, 2022, woke up with cramps in my leg, or this happened, or I was dizzy, or
Exactly.
you do that, and you keep it as a running journal, and it actually, they'll look at it. They will look
Uh-huh.
at it, but it can't be like done later. You have to do it as you go along. But it's very important, and you won't
If you
remember, like
started today, it would still help.
it would. Yes. And you don't remember what's happened. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know what I had for lunch yesterday. I don't really
I'm about saying.
unless I eat the same thing every day. Yeah. Um, so
Medicaid
yeah,
won't cover you.
yeah. I think let's see. I'm gonna pull one of these.
Deb, I'm going to call somebody. I'll call my daughter. She'll know how. She'll have friends in town, and see if we can't get more information for you.
Good. Good. Yep.
Because I do know how to dig for information.
I'm here, opening to discovery.
Mm-hmm.
There's the key to the lock. So I would say you should pursue it. I absolutely say you should pursue it. And knowing that it is not something that's immediate, even if it's been 32 years, right? When
Yeah.
from when you file, it takes a few years. Is that what I'm
Yeah.
hearing? Yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Awesome. Yes, I knew that Val Demings was the chief of police in Florida. She
Mm-hmm.
was very instrumental also in the first um, impeachment trial. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with you. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many people that say they are Reformed Catholics. I wasn't that, but there's a lot of people that just can't take the hypocrisy. Absolutely.
I can't deal with religion. I'm an ex-Methodist.
Uh huh. Uh huh. The catechin is like a fire farting dragon. You got them all good today, geek. I tell you. Yeah, it's a fire. It's a shit show. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so Medicare won't cover you because you haven't worked in 15 years. Is that right?
I
Wow.
don't know. That's why I want to talk to my daughter. She has dealt more with social services here than I have because I've been in Texas 15 years, but I haven't had to deal with any of that.
Uh
She's
huh.
helped neighbors with disabled children, get services. So I think she would probably be the one to go to.
Yeah. Yep.
And she does know people in the school system, which is more resources yet. So there's plenty of places to go to find out information. And the senior center is right over there.
Uh huh.
Just walk across the street and talk to them.
And talk to them. Yeah, they're at least a good resource to begin with, and they can
Yes.
parcel it out if you need to. So
Mm-hmm.
Sharon from Strawberry Rhubarb and Oil Painter Diana's here, and they all are recovering Catholics. I'm so sorry. Not that you're recovered, but that you had to deal with that to begin with. That is a really difficult.
Exactly.
It was. You could almost say that it was a cult. And what I found most fascinating was, as a literature major, I read, the Canterbury Tales from the Middle
Mm-hmm.
Ages, and they were doing all this stuff then. They were
Yeah.
having people pay for pardons and all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of crap, and getting the money and making you. Oh, George Carlin. Oh, I know. George Carlin had a
Oh, I
lot.
love him.
I know. He had a lot to say about it. He had a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
There was another question. Let's see. Oh, Anita wonders, where will the great anchors go? I'm wondering if there'll be another network that will pop up. And I almost wonder if this network, in Washington State, in California, and in Nevada, they have
Mm-hmm.
this store, and it's oh God, what's the name? It's a grocery store, and it's very cheap, and it's all
Mm-hmm.
owned by the people that work there. They own the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing. So if you're a cashier, you're an assistant manager or whatever, Winco. It's called
Yeah,
Winco.
we have that here too.
You have there. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And that started as that, so that no big corporation really owns it. It's all of the employees. And I wonder if that would ever be something that could be meted out in the media, where, like, let's say Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon and somebody else all came together and started their own network. Because I
I
believe
wonder if
that
anybody will send them emails and tell them they ought to do that.
well, we had a little psychic powwow here, and we think that you you ought to do it.
Yep.
Well, who did do that was the ones that are on YouTube. The Young Turks, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Turks
Yeah.
did that. And they're moving into the bigger realms at this point. They were started at YouTube, and
Yeah.
they get a lot of hits. Yeah. So yeah, be interesting to know. I'm going to go and look and see if that will ever happen, as far as I'm concerned. All right. So let's see. Where will the anchors go? Will they break off on their own and start their own channel? Ooh. Oh my, this is a hoot.
What do
So
you
I
think?
get inner strength is needed, but good fortune is on their side if they decide to do it, because it would be really good. And as the clover, oh my goodness, 4-leaf clover. Then I get good luck, so I get a
Mhm.
double good luck here. And then I get unexpected message. One never knows. And then I get ghosted, and I feel like they'll ghost their old jobs, if you know what I
Yep.
mean. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's amazing.
Well, I got the compass, so they know the way. The baby angels, they've got the character.
Yep.
The
Yep.
fuel, so they've got all the energy they need,
Uh-huh.
and the guitar, so they've got the talent. Yeah, they could do it.
They could do it. They could
Yep.
do it. Yep.
All they got to do is have the want, or maybe the idea,
Well,
or
and
just I'll
they
see
have
that they
like,
get that idea.
uh-huh. Well, they have a show on HBO. It's not nightly news or anything, and they have shows on probably Max. What is it, Max, and those places. I'm thinking they could go to a place like Paramount, perhaps,
Yeah.
and work with them.
Hey, Paramount, Netflix, all these
Yeah,
other places.
that's true. That's true. Yep. Oh, listen, look at this. I wanted to be a cloistered nun until they none of this and none of that. You guys are all in rare form here today. Oh my God. That is hoot. Hi, Catherine Mushaw. Nice to see you. Oh, here's one from Andrea.
Okay.
Oh, yes, Oprah could expand. You're right, Wiki.
Hmm.
How do you see the role and leadership of women in this new ascension and changing or growing? Hmm. Hmm. My first feeling is that we are pissed off because we've had our rights violated. And even Republican women are pissed off. It isn't that they believe in abortion, but they don't want to be told what to do with their bodies. And they feel it's an invasion into what they may be. Um, and so we saw that in Kansas.
Hmm.
And then they went and they had to redo it because they didn't believe it, which is typical fashion here. But I
Hmm.
find that to be fascinating. Yeah. Oh, the way to control is Vatican controlled? Well, it is almost a religion, isn't it? Yeah. All right, Andrea. We need to come together as birds of a feather, and we are, because all of us will flock in, take ourselves a deep breath, knowing that, we got work to do. We got to roll up our sleeves, but we have awakened genius.
Yep.
Look at We are the awakened genius. Mm, awesome.
And I've got us reacting to the chaos.
Yep.
Everybody's getting their move on. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
like a bolt of lightning to a lot of people. It's going to be a medical thing. The women are going to have more of a role in the medical system because it's not right either.
Right. Yep. Yep.
And yes, we're going to do it. The women are going to do it.
Wow.
I
And there's
see
a
the
hell of a lot of men to back up the women too. There are men out there that,
Mhm.
they're also. Yep. Wow.
Yeah, I
Fabulous.
get the women taking a major part of leadership.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. That's amazing. Hmm. Well, we're closing in on an hour here, but I think we'll do a reading for the collective, if you wouldn't
Okay.
mind, and leave them with some things to think about. And I certainly am glad that you were able to come on here today and just offer information about
Yeah.
what
Well,
it
I
is.
got a little alarmed with everybody being so upset, and it's like we need more upset.
Mm-hmm.
Let's turn down the tension and the stress. Let
Uh-huh.
everybody relax and do what they need to do to take care of things, but
Yep.
let's just not freak out about it because you
Right.
don't need to.
It doesn't get us anywhere. Yeah,
No.
absolutely. Yep, absolutely. And Maitri, I will pull a card for you when we're done with this particular card pull. Okay. Thank you for asking. All right. Mm-hmm. Wow. It's just exactly what you said. Let go of desired outcomes and you will get what you want. It's the angel of relaxation. Look at that. And that's
Mhm.
exactly what you just said. We can't, if we get upset about it, it isn't going to do us any good. We need to relax and know that things
Mhm.
will be better. Wow.
Yep. Are you
Did you
done?
have? Yep.
Okay. I pulled a few angel cards. I got Teresa.
Mm.
She says, "Time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself."
Yes.
I also got a star. "You deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires
Mm-hmm.
with emphasis."
Yep.
Then I got Maya.
Oh, illusion.
"Schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process." So you need to get a grip on reality here, I think is what the reading is saying, and relax.
Yep. Yep.
Relax, take care of yourself, and just get what you need done. Don't spend your time on
No worry or anything. No.
on worry
It's a
or
waste of
stress.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I live with a woman. My mom was a worrier. She just worried about
Hmm.
everything, and she just worried herself right to death about
Yeah.
things she couldn't change and things she didn't need
Hmm.
to worry about, other people's problems and things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's a very important thing to mention. Thank you. All right, so I don't think we have. I've read for you before, and I'm glad you're here. So we will be happy to pull a card for you before we go. Thank you so
Hmm.
much. Hi, Karen Robinson. It's good to see you. All right. So I pulled two cards because I wanted to pull an angel card for you, and I pulled the Angel of Vision. And it says someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what other people say. If someone is telling you something, but you're getting a feeling that it's either not true or the whole story isn't being told, trust yourself before you trust another. You should know interiorly. And the Angel of Vision is there for you to help you do that. You can call upon your angels and guides to offer you the best help that they can. And the second one I got was connections, partnerships, contracts, and commitment. And it looks like something's coming your way. But with this card, I'm feeling like you don't need to be told what to do. You need to figure out what works for you and make your decision based upon your own inner knowing. So that's what I have for you. Good
I
luck.
pulled you. I pulled you an angel card too, and it's
Oh,
Maya again, with the
ooh,
message that the angels will guide you and help you with this process.
mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
yeah, the angels need to do it. We both got the same thing.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I think people are, I just want to say that that we don't think we have to ask our angels and guides to help us, because we think that they can just jump in and do whatever it is that is best for us. But they don't want to interfere with our lives. They want us to ask them if we need them. And so never be afraid to ask. Tell them that you need guidance and you'd
Absolutely.
like to be there. And yeah, I know. So that's a pretty powerful reading that both of us got the same. Thank you so much. Thank you for your question and your thing.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. And Lisa, thank you always. Thanks to all my moderators, everybody that was here today. If anybody has any questions about disability, how to apply, etc., reach out to Angela at Cartomany Mequite. And also
Before you do that, though, check out those channels. They may
the
answer
channels.
your questions right off
That's
the
right.
top. They'll be in the links will be in the description below the video. Is that correct,
Yes.
Abby? Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. And yes, I, instead of bombarding her with questions, try to listen and see if you can get your answers. And I think she's probably going to reach out to you, Deb. Yeah, she'll reach out to you, Deb. But anyway, make sure that there are things that have been put in place for you, and you deserve them. Do not feel that you do not deserve what it is that's been put in place to help you. That's part of our resistance, I think. So thank you so much. God love you all, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks, Angela. Love having you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.